All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahuwah, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Love honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us all this truth to rule well. I just wanted to get into the scriptures, man, and the one Ratazah, Lord willing, this is through the spirit and power of Bahasham Yahushai. So let me kick it off with Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 9. The wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of Yahuwah, and what wisdom is in them. Okay, so you got people, all right, that are called supposed spiritual leaders, man, in Israel. They're supposed to be the watchers of your soul. They're supposed to be, some type of connection to the Most High, okay? And the people really look at them like that, even though there's no wisdom in them, okay? Because if it's not the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is this word, this truth, scriptures, okay, then there's no wisdom in them at all, So when Yahushai says, there's no other name under heaven where thou can be saved, okay? It's himself, man. It's a word, And we know that the word, Yahushai, came in a volume of a book. You see? So Yahushai didn't waste any time, man, when he was here on earth to be lollygagging, because he knew he had a mission to do. He knew he was given a specific period of time, that the Most High was going to do his work. And that after that, he had to go back up to the Father. Okay, so when Yahushua came, he didn't come here with the mindset of, I'm going to have a family, I'm going to raise kids, and I'm going to do this and that. Okay, his mindset was, I'm going to serve Yahuwah the Most High. And after he did that, he earned himself a spot, as the king of Israel. You see? The prince of Yahuwah. And if we follow after Yahushua, we're going to earn our spot, okay, as princes, okay, to Israel, princes to Yahushua, which would make us kings, really, because we would come from royalty, man, And Yahushua said that we are going to be co-heirs to the throne. You see? So back in Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 9, the wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of Yahuwah, and what wisdom is in them. Okay, so the only wisdom, okay, that truly matters is the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. What's gonna save you isn't how good you are at math. What's gonna save you is this truth, man. Okay, the word, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let me go to Isaiah chapter 33. Salak. Isaiah 33 and 5, Yahuwah is exalted. And we see that again, man, where the Most High is always going to be exalted. Okay? Because at the end of the day, his word be done. His will be done. This is Tobit 13 and 1. And it says, Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, Blessed be Yahuwah that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. You see? For he doth scourge and hath mercy, and leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that could avoid his hand. So the will of the Most High be done. You see? And in the beginning it said, for he doth scourge and hath mercy. Okay? So Yahweh the Most High does have mercy on his people, man. On his men. Okay? On his women. And by his women I mean the daughters of Israel. He has mercy on our nation, man. And look how wicked our nation is. You see? So for he doth scourge, all right, he doth punish you, and hath mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. You see, so when he brings down to hell the 2/3 of Israel, he's going to bring them up again through the resurrection of the seed line of the elect. And that's something that these people can't understand, man. All right, that there is something called reincarnation in the scriptures, you know. And to prove that point too, let me go to the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 14. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. Okay? And that's what we're waiting for, man. We're waiting to be perfected. You know? We're waiting for that perfection to come, and it's not going to fully come until Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back and beams us up. You know? But like Yahushai said, there must be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. Okay? What was that falling away? Well, look at our people. They went into slavery. You know? They went into captivity. All right? They were subdued by the Portuguese, the French, the Spanish, you know, by the English. And after they were subdued, okay, in the land of their captivity, in the land of the north, all right, you had Judah and Israel that were oppressed together. Okay, Babylon the Great, America. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, and then what happened? You had a large waking up, you know? And that's in Ezekiel 37, that board that we go out to highways and byways with. Okay, that board represents that stick in Ezekiel 37, you know? It's a lot. It represents that stick in Ezekiel 37, which really translates to board. You know? It's a lot. It translates to board. You know? So you show me what prophecy that represents. You know, if it's not the board that we carry, man. What stick is it then? You know? So it says, Job 14 and 15, thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou will have a desire to do the work of thine hands. You see, so Job is talking about if he dies, will he live again? Not that body, but he will be changed into somebody else. Okay, because that spirit can translate from one people to another, from generation to generation. You know? Job isn't going to come back looking like Job, just like Elijah or Elijah and John the Baptist. Okay, John the Baptist didn't come back and look like Elijah. You see? John the Baptist came as John the Baptist, but the spirit was the same as Elijah's because that was Elijah. You see, it's simple, but people don't understand that. They get stuck in the translation. You know? So it says, all the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. Thou shalt call. Okay, so after he's changed into somebody else in reincarnation, which your spirit goes up to the Most High. All right, and that's in the book of, I believe it was Proverbs 30. Okay, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth up and the spirit of the beast that cometh down? You know? You don't know what dog used to be what dog. You know? You don't know what human used to be what human. But through the spirit, you can tell if that was a man of the Lord in the past or if that was just another wicked man. You see? So it says, till my change come, thou shalt call. All right, after your change comes, the Most High is going to call you, and I will answer thee. Why? Because the Most High desired it so. Thou will have a desire to the work of thine hands. You know, just like the spirit of a prophet is subject unto a prophet. So a prophet is going to come back as a prophet to prophesy. Okay, a follower of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to come back as a follower of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, all those great men you hear about in the scriptures, you know, that stood up to the tyrants, all right, that stood up to wickedness, that stood up to embrace Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All those men are back, okay, and they're gonna be doing the same thing. So it says, verse 15, thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. that shall have a desire to do the work of thine hands. For now thou numberest my steps, dost thou not watch over my sin? You see? He said, for now, for right now, you're just watching me. You're watching me. You're there with me. You're progressing. You're progressing me. All right. But when that change comes, you're gonna desire. All right. He's gonna have a desire for you to work. And when he chooses you, all right, you're gonna start working. You see? So there is reincarnation in the scriptures, man. There's another one. I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it says, for they without us would be nothing. They without us would be nothing. Why? Because all our work would be for naught. If we didn't follow after Yahuwah. So the apostles in their past lives, even though they worshiped Yahweh the Most High, they weren't perfect. And according to the law, they're not worthy of Yahweh the Most High. You see? But through Yahuwah, okay, we're counted worthy. So when you had those men, all right, those great men in the past, before Yahuwah, when they died, okay, their spirit went up to the spirit world with Yahweh the Most High, okay. And when the Most High desired to bring that spirit down, he brought the spirit down. That's why he told Jeremiah, I knew thee before that was formed in the womb. Why? Because Jeremiah had a past. So after he brings you down, he raises you up, okay, and then he calls out to you, and you turn to the Most High and you start doing his work, man. You see? That's what happened with John the Baptist. And Yahuwah said, my sheep know, my sheep hear my voice. Right? Why? Because we knew Yahuwah in the past, man. Okay? We knew Yahuwah. That's why the evil spirits know Yahuwah. That's why the evil spirits know the men of the Lord. You see? Because this has all been since the beginning of time, man. Since, when Yahuwah formed everything, he formed us too. Through the power of the Most High Yahweh. So that's why it says that the elect have been chosen from the foundation of the earth. Okay, because there is a thing called reincarnation. Right? You see? So it says, back in Tobit 13 and verse 2, for he doth scourge and hath mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. You see? So if the Most High chose you to be a prophet, you're going to be a prophet. When John the Baptist, okay, when John the Baptist was in the truth, man, he was, so when he went out there teaching and prophesying, he was doing it in the spirit, in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahuwah. And he was looking forward to Yahuwah, man, to his rescue, he was looking forward to the rescue of Yahuwah, or Yahuwah to rescue. That's why he recognized Yahuwah through the Spirit, and baptized them. And then afterward, when John the Baptist was taken into, into custody or whatever, as a prisoner, okay, and they were going to chop his head off, he sent his messengers to go talk to Yahuwah and said, are you him? Are you the Savior, or should I look somewhere else? Because John the Baptist was looking for a salvation at that time, man. He was afraid, just like we all are, man. But at the same time, we have that confidence, and we know that we're going to be saved, just like Eleazar did, all right, in the book of the Maccabees. So John the Baptist understood that he had to be put to death. So he was put to death, and that was it. Just like Yahuwah, man. Yahuwah understood he had to be put to death. And so Yahuwah was put to death. The water Yahweh the Most High that gave us Yahuwah, so we can have some type of redemption. But when the Most High leadeth down to hell, he can bring you back up again, man. When he leads you to death, just like John the Baptist, so on and so forth, he brings you back up again. Why? Because at the end, the Most High is never going to kill us off, man. Just like I read 2 days ago on the book of Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 6, Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 12, okay, where Israel has always been the Most High's favorite, and he's not going to forsake us, you know? So it says, Tobit 13 and verse 2, for he doth scourge and hath mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. And that word hell is Hades, all right? The latter use of the word Hades was the underground or underworld where the god Hades dwelled, you know? But the latter use of the word Hades is from Israelite foreigners, okay, which are known as Hellen or Hellenistas, which converted to Greek. That was their way of saying the grave, the pit, okay, like a tomb, you know, but it's really just a grave. You dig a hole on the floor, you know, or on the ground, and you lay the body, okay, of a dead person, cover it up, and then the ground becomes the abode of the dead, which is the literal translation of Hades, the abode of the dead. You know, that's all that means, okay? But you have a lot of Christians that think Hades to be hell, to be that ancient myth, you know, that Greek myth from the Greek mythology, to be, you know, this underground world where the devil rules. And that's not the case, you know? So he leadeth down to hell, that means death. That's why when Yahuwah conquered hell, he didn't go down to Hades, okay, the Greek Hades, and fight off the devil, you know, with the sword, or, you know, fight off demons. That's not what Yahuwah did. It means he conquered hell. He was put in a grave, okay, conquered hell, so he conquered death because he came back to life after 3 days, man. You know? That's all that represents. So it says, he leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. There declare his greatness and extol him before all the living, for he is our Lord, and he is the God our Father forever. And he will scourge us for our iniquities, and will have mercy again, and will gather us out of all nations, among whom he hath scattered us. If you turn to him with your whole heart and with your whole mind, and deal uprightly before him, then will he turn unto you, and will not hide his face from you. Therefore see what he will do with you, and confess him with your whole mouth, and praise Yahuwah of might, and extol the everlasting King. In the land of my captivity do I praise him, and declare his might and majesty to a sinful nation. O ye sinners, turn and do justice before him. Who can tell if he will accept you and have mercy on you? You see? So all the wise men, all right, of the world, they're not really on that level that the true wise men, the true Illuminati, okay, because that word Illuminati simply means illuminated, okay, Lucifer, you know, Lucifer means the bright morning star, okay, Luz means light, you know, I believe it was Cipher, or Sefer, which means a bearer, you know, so Lucifer represents a light bearer. That's not the name of the devil, okay, never does it mention in the scriptures Lucifer being the name of the devil. All right, in that chapter where it talks about Lucifer, what is representing is a king of Babylon. You know, because he's a light bearer. You see, he bears the light. He had that knowledge, man. You know, so the true light bearers are the Israelites, the elect. That's why it says in the book of Daniel, I believe it was Daniel chapter 12, all right? That's why it says that we will shine, man. See if I can get that. Daniel's 12 and I believe it was 4. Yeah, Daniel's 12 and 4. That's a lot. Daniel's 12 and 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake through reincarnation. It says some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting content. You see? So those that wake up to everlasting content, all right, are actually to be content isn't to be happy. To be content is to be, satisfied right on that level. Okay? And we know Israel's going to be happy, man. We're going to be happy to be free, happy to be at peace, happy to not die. Okay? That's more than content. You see? Those that are going to have everlasting content are really the other nations. The other nations are going to be content. Why? Because they're going to be happy, content and satisfied and fulfilled, okay, when they see Israel as their leader. That's why it says that in the book of Isaiah, where it says, let us go into the Isaiah chapter 2, let us go into the house of Jacob, unto the, how does it say? Let me see if I can get it real quick. Salak. I don't want to butcher it. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahuwah's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. All right, and the mountains represent government. So the top government being Israel, okay, is going to be established on top of all the other mountains, on top of all the other governments. That's why it also tells you in Sirach 24, I have watered my best garden, which represents Israel being watered by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, catered to, all right, through this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. I have watered my best garden, which represents the elect. But it says, and the house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahuwah, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahuwah from Jerusalem. Also, the Israelites are going to be above that average. You have your average, and then you have above average. Israel's going to be above average, and the elect are going to be above that above average. So there's levels, man, even in Israel. There's levels in nations, and there's levels in Israel, which is the elect. You have the elect nation, which is Israel, and then you have the elect of the nation of Israel. So there's plenty of levels to go, man. And your goal should be trying to be, at least a doorkeeper, man. Like King David said in Psalms 84. So it says, let me go back. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 3. And they that dwell and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. Okay? And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of that firmament. Why? Because they're going to be sparks amongst the stubble. Like it says in Joel chapter 2. No, Salak. Like it says in, what was it? Wisdom of Solomon. And they shall run to and fro and be sparks amongst the stubble. All these people out here, they're nothing but stubble, man. That's the end of it. Stubble. And we're those sparks, that flame, that light bearers. That's what we are, man. So it says, the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased, which is that brightness, man. That brightness is being increased. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. That's where the wisdom is at. It's not over there in Texas State, you know, or California State, UCLA, UT, you know. It's not in any of those places, man. You're not going to go to a university, okay, buy your way into the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay? The knowledge, wisdom, understanding is free, you know. And when you look at something that's free, it's always something cheap, right? Something that's seen as cheap, regardless of how long it lasts, regardless of how good it is, you know. When people hear something free, they consider it to be cheap, you know. But nothing is free in this world, man. You know, that's another thing. Nothing is free in this world, you know. So they look at this wisdom, knowledge, understanding when we're presenting it as cheap. Okay, you're your Walmart brand of the truth, because we're bringing it out, you know. And even though it's free, okay, it still costs something, you know. It still costs something, and that cost is giving away your life, you know, giving away your dreams, your aspirations to be a doctor, you know, or to be a money maker, okay, to be famous. You know, you're giving away those dreams of the world, man, and you're taking on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and you're putting on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay, in order to be saved. You know, you're putting on as the hopeful elect, knowing that no matter how much money I miss out on, no matter how many women I miss out on, and no matter how many cars I miss out on, okay, or opportunities I don't take, you know, for the sake of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, or how many people I lose in the sense of family members distancing themselves, okay, your mindset should be, in the kingdom of heaven, all right, everything's going to be good. In the kingdom of heaven, that's when salvation comes, you know. Not to mention, you're going to get tenfold, you know, 100-fold, you know, 1,000,000-fold, man. Everlasting. You know, you're not just going to have one poor house, okay? You can have a whole world to yourself, man. You know, you don't even have to live in the world, you know. You can live in a fathership, you know, looking down at that world that you own. You know, the possibilities are so vast because the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is vast, you know, and his ways are not like ours, so we don't fully understand what the Most High has in store for Israel, man. You know, we're not just talking about having ships and having women and having houses, man. Okay, we're talking about an empire, an everlasting empire, you know. And we know that an empire doesn't just stay little. It always looks for growth, you know. And who's gonna stand in our way if the Most High is with us, man? You know. So we know who we serve, man. We serve the King of the universe, you know. Like you have the what is it called? The Marvel movies, okay, where you have higher up powers, you know, that like Galactus, all right, that have servants, you know. And in those movies, they actually have humans that subdue those servants and tell them, you know, you can come up against your power, you know. And you have certain one of them that don't, and those ones that don't really represent the elect, because the elect are not going to be moved, man. They're going to keep serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And those that get confused and get confounded, all right, through the mind by the subtlety of the snake, just like in the times of Adam and Eve, okay, those are the ones that are going to see destruction, man. That's why scriptures say it would have been better that you didn't know the truth, you know. But now that you knew the truth and you went against it, going to be that much worse. So it says, Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 9, the wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of Yahuwah. What wisdom is in them? You see? So, you know, that rejection is not coming from directly them knowing there's a God named Yahuwah and his son's name was Yahuwah. Okay? That rejection, okay, came from them rejecting the sons of God, which are the prophets, the elect. You know? So the message that they brought wasn't a message of peace and prosperity. Let's all sing Kumbaya, which Kumbaya means Kum, rise, Ba, in, Yah, Yahuwah. Right? So rise in Yahuwah, Kumbaya, which people don't even know that. You know? But we didn't come here for that, man. Yahuwah didn't come here for that. He said, I came to set a man at variance. You know? That means there's going to be turmoil, man. You know? People aren't always going to agree with you. You know? They might look at you and think that it's funny that, you know, some so-called Mexican is out there in the highways and byways with a Bible and with garments on, you know, in the cold. Okay? They might think it funny. You know? They might think it's strange and entertainment. You know? But it's written in scripture that it would be so, man. All right? So it says, let me go to Isaiah 33 and verse 5. Yahuwah is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. You see? We have judgment. You know? That's why we judge things, man. That's what, you know? When people say, you know, only God can judge me. Okay, well, why did the Most High create the judges? If only the Most High can judge and the Most High never changes, okay? Why did he have the judges? Okay? The judges of the earth. Why did Apostle Paul say, can you not judge between these smaller things? Know ye not that you will judge angels in the kingdom of heaven? You see? So how is that a small, you know, discussion or a debate? That only the Most High judges. We judge, man. We're supposed to judge. If you don't have judgment, okay, then you don't have light in you. You see? You have to have the discernment between good and evil. You have to have that judgment, you know, which people don't have. So they're going to be judged. It says, Isaiah 33 and verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahuwah is his treasure. You see? So if you fear the Most High, guess what you're not going to do? Okay? If you fear the Most High, you're going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. The Sabbath days, like today. Today's the Sabbath. Okay? You know? There's certain things you're going to try and do, man. Certain things you're not going to try and do. All right? So it says, Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 9, the wise men are ashamed, they are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of Yahuwah, and what wisdom is in them. And how did they reject that word? According to the book of Ezra, 1 Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 50, okay, it tells you how they rejected the word. You know? This is 1 Ezra chapter 1 and verse 50. Nevertheless, the Most High, the God of their fathers, sent by his messengers to call them back, which to preach means to call out. Right? Call out to who? Who are we calling out to? To the Israelites, to call them back. Right? That's the whole point of preaching. It says, sent by his messengers to call them back, because he spared them and his tabernacle also. But they had his messengers in derision. And look, when the Lord spake unto them, they made sport of his prophets. Okay, so the Most High speaks through his men. You know? So that's why you rejected the word of Yahweh. Okay, because you rejected his men. You see? Therefore will I give their wives unto others, and their fields to them that shall inherit them. For everyone from the least even unto the greatest is given to covetousness. From the prophet even to the priest, everyone dealeth falsely, for they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, where there is no peace. There is no peace here, man. You know? And we were all wicked once. You know? You read that in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 20 on down. You know, verse 17 on down. You know? Because it talks about us being in the flood. You know? It talks about us being in the flood. And in that time, there was a prophet that was calling out to us by the Most High, and we didn't listen. You know? So we all died once, man. You know? We all died once. Okay? And the second time, the Most High has the salvation that we're going to believe, which is Yahweh Shai. So it says, were they ashamed, verse 12, when they committed abomination? Nay, they were not all ashamed. Okay, so there's a remnant that will be ashamed. It says, neither could they blush, therefore shall they fall among them that fall, the Edomites. In the time of their visitation, they shall be cast down, saith Yahweh. You see? So that other nation is going to be cast down, man. You know? And 2/3 are going to be cast down with it. You know? And that's the portion of a wicked man. That's in the book of Proverbs. Okay, the portion of a wicked man. This is Proverbs 10 and 16. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin. You see? Verse 21, the lips of the righteous feed many. Okay, which is what? It's wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You know, like Yahweh Shai said, lovest thou me, Peter Bar-Jonah? Feed my sheep. Feed them how? Through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, but fools die for want of wisdom. You see? This is verse 25. As the whirlwind passeth, so is the wicked no more. All right, when Yahweh Shai comes back, all right, the wicked are going to be no more, man. It says, but the righteous is an everlasting foundation. You see? The righteous is an everlasting foundation. You know? So we're going to be ruling over everything, man. You know? It's not just going to be planet Earth. You know? But there's a whole universe. You know? And it is a universe. You know? Because it's under the graces of Yahweh Shai, man. And that's going to be all one. You know? So it says, verse 31, the mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, but the forward tongue shall be cut out. You see? Let me find that other one. Let me go to that one and then go to Luke. All right, because the ones that are poor, man, all right, we're gonna receive that salvation. You know, the nation of Israel being the where is it? Here it is. Luke 16. Luke 16 and verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died, and was carried by the angels unto Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell, which is torments, all right, condition. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his tongue, dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. All right, he's tormented in the condition that he's in. Okay, this is Salak. This is Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 6. Verse 5, a righteous man hateth lying, but a wicked man is loathsome, and cometh to shame. Righteousness keepeth him that is upright in the way, but wickedness overthroweth the sinner. There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that man that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches. Which represents what? We are the poor, we are the low, we are the needy. Okay, the rich man is Esau, Edom. Okay, Lazarus, which is just looking for a crumb, trying to pay his bills, is Israel. You see? It says, the ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor heareth not rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. You see? So when Lazarus, okay, was in the bosom of Abraham, representing Israel being close to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay, what we saw was a good kingdom, you know? And what Lazarus saw was Revelations chapter 13, okay, and verse 10 or verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, you know? So that's what we have our minds set to, man. You know? A kingdom. You see? And in that kingdom, the rich men, all right, of Esau, Edom, are going to be put down, man. They're going to be put down in a low estate, you know? So we got to strive on for that hopeful elect. So with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahuwah, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Shalom.